The idea was for it to protect renters from unfair rent increases and no-fault evictions, but obviously that's now been delayed. The Renters Reform Bill was set to be introduced into Parliament this May, so it was supposed to have like minimum standards for all rental homes to be met by private landlords, making it easier for renters to have pets and prevent landlords from having blanket bans on certain tenants. So a new date for the reform, as already mentioned, hasn't been set, but like I said, it can take anything from like 12 to 18 months to be passed through Parliament and become law. So there's a few things that we'll be expecting to come into effect. So arbitrary rent review clauses to be outlawed, so anything that's sort of extortionate can be just sort of dismissed, or at least the tenants can query them and raise them in sort of a way that sort of works for everyone. So the amount of notice that renters will be given as well for rent increases will be doubled. So renters will also have stronger powers to challenge rent rises if they think they're being unjustified. So decent homes as well will be extended to cover private rented sector for the first time. This ensures all private rented properties are fit for occupation, and if homes fall below this standard, people will have to pay their rent, so their rent will get repaid. So like that can actually be in effect for the landlords to pay their rent back to their tenants. So Section 21 as well, no fault evictions will be banned. That doesn't mean that landlords can't move a tenant out, but they need to have a valid reason as to why they're serving a notice for their tenants. So that means that tenancies will only be ended if the tenant wants them to, if the landlord has a valid reason, as already explained. Going forward, all renters will be moved into a single system of periodic tenancies. So this means that you don't have like a fixed term. This allows them to leave any poor quality housing without remaining liable for rent. And it also makes it easier for people to move if their circumstances change. So say that you've got like family, that sort of new family members that decide to move in with you, or you've just got like an extra child that's on the way, you can make preparation for that much more easily. Councils will also be given stronger powers to tackle rogue landlords, including larger fines for serious offences, and new private renters ombudsman will be created to settle disputes between renters and landlords more quickly at a low cost without having to go to court. So that also is an option. So renters will have the right to ask for pets in their home. Landlords must consider the request and can't just outright just refuse it. So renters will also be able to demand information on their landlord and rate them following the introduction of a mandatory landlord register. So you'll be a register for all landlords as well. So the bill is coming into place because around 4.4 million people rent privately, and 1 in 5 of these properties are rented and they're deemed unfit by the government. So 50% of these 1 in 5 properties are also deemed to be a serious risk to the tenant's health and safety. So research also shows that 1/5 of private renters who moved in 2019 and 2020 didn't move by choice. So the government hopes that this new bill will balance landlords and tenants by banning no-fault evictions and provide renters with more stability. So who does this affect? Well, the bill is good news for renters and provides them with additional protections. There are concerns that it could lead to a lot more landlords leaving the private sector, which has seen an unfair amount of pressures on landlords since the introduction of the Tenant Fees Act in 2019. So research by the National Landlord Association has found that 76% of landlords felt that their business was threatened by the bill, with 93% of them saying that it would increase financial risk of being a private landlord. So rents have actually increased by almost 11% during the past year to an average of 1,120. So the rise has been caused by different factors, increase in demand with a shortage of available homes. So more people are looking to rent and there's less landlords renting homes privately. A combination of tax changes as well have also put more pressures by increased government regulation and higher interest rates as well, which everyone is sort of struggling with at the moment. So many buy-to-let landlords are actually selling their homes in the most recent years. So if the bill actually causes more landlords to sell, it could put further pressure on private rents. So we'll be keeping this up to date, and we'll keep you up to date when more of this comes to light and what laws actually get put into place. For more, see the links below and feel free to get in touch for more information.